Hey guys, I hope everybody is doing well in this tumultuous time in our country and is just keeping their mental positive and optimistic. It's been a second, and I thought it was time to come on here and kind of do one of my commentary videos. Um, my husband was like, "Oh, do we really want to do it on the Deloach Gene page?" But I think it's the perfect time. I think that I want to start incorporating more like pop culture into the page. And I'm going to get him involved. He doesn't know it yet. But yes, we actually got married. Just a little life update. We're actually married. And life is good. Say hi, Anita. Say hi, baby. But what I came on here to talk about was the Braxton show. I was about to say Braxton Family Values, but it's actually called the Braxtons now. They're in season 2. And just kind of like I've always said, it's my favorite show on air in terms of reality TV, and I stick by that, and I still feel that way. I love these women. They are pioneers in terms of music and reality TV. They are the first to do a lot of different things. Toni Braxton has been a superstar for years. She needs to be respected as such. And in terms of reality TV, they are like the longest running reality TV show in terms of a family, a black family, probably only second to the Kardashians in terms of longevity. So I think all of this needs to be respected, and they're producers, and Tamar has created a lot, and she's a singer in her own right. So I definitely want to give those props before I go in on this episode, because Friday's episode was cray cray. So if you have not seen it, please go support on WeTV. The Braxtons is what it's called. I think it came on at 8 on Friday, but the episode is crazy. There are a lot of family dynamics that I know come into play. There's a lot of resentment. I think there's a lot of jealousy. I think there's a lot of unspoken things. And I think that episode was the culmination of what happens when you don't set boundaries and when you don't call people out on their shit and draw a line in the sand and be like, I'm not accepting this behavior. And I think it happened all different ways. It's not just about Tamar. It's about how the sisters have historically treated each other and acted with each other. I think Tamar came in with an agenda to create good TV and to let them have it. And she succeeded in that. But when you go home and you're lying in bed, you realize none of your sisters rock with you. Is it really worth it, you know? So I think while, yeah, you're making your check, Tamar, how do you feel internally? You know, because now you've really hurt people that you profess to love and care about. And she's hurt too. So that's the thing. It's like she's only giving it because she's received it throughout the years. So I just want to unpack some things that were talked about in the episode. Tamar calls Tawanda out saying that she paid for her down payment to her house. First of all, 2018, they were already going at it on the show. So Tamar, if you really know that she don't rock with you and she don't really mess with you like that, and you know, because they were going at it before 2018. Maybe you shouldn't give money to people that you know don't really like you. And you were old enough to really have that emotional maturity to know, like, okay. But I think Tamar was trying to prove herself to Tawanda. I think that's what's been happening throughout the years. Tamar has been trying to be like, no, I love you. I know you think I'm extra and I'm dramatic or whatever, but take this money. I'll do this for you. Like, if you like me. Tawanda doesn't like Tamar. And as a result, Tamar doesn't like Tawanda. They love each other. They're sisters, but they don't like each other. And that was so apparent in this episode. Tawanda firing back that Tamar slept with one of Tony's exes, and then Tamar firing back that Tawanda messed with him. I mean, who knows what's true and what's not? But it was just shocking to talk to your sister like she's somebody on the street. And then Tamar's like cussing Tawanda out for filth. Like she is like a low down dirty scum. Like somebody you were like just met and pushed you in line at Walmart. Like it was just so shocking. And while it was good TV, it just felt wrong. And I was cringing watching it the whole time. And I think a lot of people, I think no matter whose side you're on or what your perspective is, it didn't feel good watching it. Like it was a train wreck you couldn't turn away from. I'm invested because I've watched this show so long. I've grown up with these ladies and I think they are pioneers in entertainment and music. So it's just fascinating to see what people are willing to put on screen and willing to divulge. And it's gotten to the point where they're just like, F these cameras, like I'm gonna tell my truth. Question is it truth? But it just got so nasty. I think they were just willing to say anything to just get the one up on the other person. And that makes me sad. It really does. Because they don't have to go there. And then Tony gets involved because Tamar references Birdman, and it just got really crazy. And I think Tamar was producing TV, and I think the other sisters were really in it. And I think that's where some of the disconnect throughout the years has been. Tamar has been that producer. She's been the silent producer, or actually the real producer, but Tamar has been producing TV these last 13, 14 years. And I think the sisters are like, wait, hold on, don't treat us like that. I know we're your sisters, but don't put us out on Front Street in front of the cameras like that just to make a TV moment. Or maybe they thought there was a way Tamar could have, my dog is flipping out. Ouch, Anita. But maybe there was a way Tamar could have split the difference a little bit more and maybe protected her sisters a little bit more and still made good TV. But Tamar doesn't feel protected or respected. And that's kind of what we didn't see over the years. Tamar felt like nobody protected her when she needed as a kid. Because there's some allegations, in reference to that. When they were on Iyanla and all that good stuff, Tamar doesn't feel seen or heard or respected. So the situation is very, very nuanced. I just thought it went crazy far on Friday's episode, and I feel like Tamar created the situation and then tried to play victim. How did Tamar create the situation? She was sent a cease and desist, right? But Ashley Braxton, Michael Braxton's daughter, their brother's daughter, had said on a live months ago that her father had sent her a cease and desist. So if this was aired months ago, it's probably just logical to assume or to deduce that Michael Braxton sent Tamar one as well to just shut everybody up. Because I think Ashley not only was talking about her experience with one of her aunt's husbands, but Ashley was also talking about her experience with her own dad. And I think the dad got wind of it and was like, nope, we're not doing this. And this is all when it was filmed. So he sent Tamar the cease and desist. You can see clearly who puts it on your cease and desist. And that's why Tony said, you're going to owe all of us an apology. Because none of them sent it. So basically, it feels like Tamar had another agenda. They were supposed to be going there to talk about the mom's health issues. Tamar used the cease and desist as a way to kind of wage this war on her sisters and have this nasty-ass conversation. And it worked. But at the end of the day, you're going home alone and your sisters don't like you, and you don't have most of your family. So is that worth it? I think Tamar was trying to produce good TV, but I just think it went too far. And I think Tamar has this consistent pattern of weaponizing her family for notoriety or infamy or money, and it just doesn't seem worth it to me. I know Tawanda has not been perfect. She's had her history with some unsavory things, and she exhibits jealous behavior. I will admit that. But what I'm saying is one bad action doesn't excuse the other. And so it's sad to see. It's so sad to see. And then Tony gets down in the mud and gets in Tamar's face, and they had to hold her back and reminding her that she's classy and the superstar, which was a dig at Tamar, saying, you are the superstar. You are the star. So it's just a lot at play here. And then, Trina kind of stays out of it, besides getting her weave tugged and kicked. She did keep her composure and her emotional intelligence about her. She did not go at Tamar, because most people would have socked Tamar after getting their weave pulled. And that thing slipped back a little bit. So I do give kudos to Trina, because she could have reacted a completely different way. But I think she knew. But you could tell at the very end of that scene, she said, shall we to Mike? I just know her and Tawanda went to a bar, got drunk, and went in on her ass. And rightfully so. One wrong action doesn't excuse another. So all these Tamar supporters saying well, Tamar's, been gaslit for years and da-da-da-da-da. Okay, the right thing to do is to check the behavior when it happens, draw boundaries, tell people that's not okay, and say, I'm not going to give you money. I'm not going to be there for you in this way. But to harbor things for decades and then lash out in this way, it's not cool. And it's just a mess. And I just hope for healing, because they are music's first black family, And I just want them to get it together. I do love them though.